again, and welcome back to another FMOD and Unity tutorial, where today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a Unity project with an FMOD version integrated into it, and we're going to be updating the integration package so that we can use a more modern version of FMOD. Specifically, we want to change our FMOD version from FMOD 1 to FMOD 2. The reason why I'm doing this is because with our Adding Game Sound series, I want to start looking at interactive music. There's a few features in FMOD 2.0.05 that I want to use to make my music change. So I'm going to need to update my integration package for the 2D game kit in Unity. Whilst this isn't it, I've already done it in my actual one. This is just, a blank one with not much going on in it other than an old FMOD version. That's why I'm doing it. Whatever reason you're doing it for, whether you're following along with me in that series, or you've got other projects that you want to update your FMOD version with, please bear in mind that this is kind of like a last resort thing. You shouldn't really just do this for the sake of doing it. If your versions work fine and you don't need any of the new features with FMOD 2.0, I'd recommend just leaving it in case, the updating process kind of ruins your project. If you do choose to update, please make sure you make a copy of both your Unity project and your FMOD project, so in case anything does go wrong, you've always got a backup to keep all your work with. Okay, so let's have a look at how we can update our version. Now, as you can see, with this blank project of the 2D game kit, I've got FMOD version 1.10.17 installed, and my goal is to update that to version 2.0.05. Now, like I said, there isn't much going on with this project. The only thing I've basically done to it is I've added some music to play. As you can see, I've added the studio event emitter object or component to an object. And if I go to the FMOD project I'm using, this is the event here. And all it does is just play a little bit of music. So what I'm going to do is start my project up so we can quickly hear the music. There we go. So as you can hear, it's quite simple. We just start the game and we hear music play. So obviously, by the time I'm finished updating my integration package, I should be able to still hear that music and we shouldn't be getting any errors. That's the goal of today's mission. Okay, so let's crack on. The first thing we want to do is we want to come up to where it says FMOD at the top here. We're going to hit migration from legacy integration. And we're going to hit OK. And this is basically a way of preparing Unity, telling it that, the files are going to change and we're going to add a new version of FMOD to this project. Once you've done that, you'll probably get a load of errors, but that's okay. Don't worry about them for now. For now, you just want to save your Unity project and then close it. Next, we want to make sure we've got the right version of FMOD and the right integration package downloaded and ready to go. So, my goal is to update version 1.10.17 to the latest version of 2, which is 2.0.05. I've already downloaded this version. If I quickly click on this folder here, you can see the two versions of FMOD that I can run my projects in. What you'll also want to do, once you've got the version of FMOD you want, is scroll down and click Unity integration and make sure you download the integration package that matches the version you're using. Again, I've already downloaded mine and I've got it ready to go. I'll also make sure that this page on FMOD I'll have linked underneath this video so you can easily find it. Right, the next thing we want to do is delete some files inside our Unity project that we no longer need and will get in the way of our updating process if we don't. So I'm going to go to my project. Mine's under tutorial series. Under 2D, and it's this one here, 2D game kit. So make sure you find the location of your Unity project, open it up, and you should see some files and folders similar to this. Now, the first set of files we need to delete are called DLL files, and the ones that you'll need to delete will depend on whether or not you're using Windows 32-bit, 64, or if you're on a Mac. As you can see, this is the list here. Now, I'm using Windows 64-bit, so I need to find FMOD L.dll and FMOD Studio L.dll. Now it's telling me that I can find these files in the assets, plugins, and x84_64 folders of my project. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go assets, plugins, and x86 underscore 64. There we go. Now, let's quickly move this over here. Now, you might notice that the files are slightly different, or they're called slightly different things in my case. And this might be the same with you. I believe this might be depending on which version of FMOD 1 you are updating from. But either way, I'm going to show you which ones are the right ones to use. So in my case, I've got FMOD Studio and FMOD Studio L. Now remember, it told me to delete FMOD L and FMOD Studio L. I've got no FMOD L. I believe this FMOD Studio is that file. So I'm going to delete that instead. I'm also going to make sure I delete the metadata with it. So let's make sure I also delete FMOD Studio L. And there we go, we're all good. Okay, so now that the appropriate files are deleted, we are going to reopen our Unity project. Now notice I'm using Unity version 2018.3. You can use this, I've tested this with Unity 2019.3, and it does work with that as well. But bear in mind, if you're watching this in the distant future, then the Unity version, you might, I don't know, things might have changed, you know what I mean? Unity version 2026, for example, might give you some different errors. So apologies if that is the case and you're having issues. But please put me a comment in the description of this video. I might be able to help you out if you are getting issues. No guarantees, but you never know. Anyway, so this is my Unity project. I'm going to reopen it up and move on to the next step. Okay, we're back in Unity, and we've got an error, but that's okay. This error is basically saying it doesn't know what project it's using, but before we tell it which project we're using, we need to add our integration package. So remember that package we downloaded from the FMOD website earlier, this one here? Well, it's time to open it up. Now, presumably yours will be in your downloads folder, but if you download your files into a different folder, or you've just moved it, find that file and open it up. So mine is under, let's see if I can remember where I put it. So it's under Documents, Unity Projects, and here it is, FMOD Studio 2.00.05 Unity Package. So double click that, and it should take us back into Unity and start preparing the package. Cool, so let's click all and import the package. Great, so mine's just finished importing. Now, now that you've done that, you should hopefully have an error, believe it or not. You should hopefully have an error that says something like this: type fmod.studio event instance does not contain a definition for set parameter value. Now, the reason why I say hopefully you've got this is because with FMOD 2, they changed some of the API. They changed the way that parameters are interacted with Unity, basically. And I made a whole video about parameters in FMOD 2.0, so if you want to check that out, I'll have that linked in a card in the top right corner of this video. But the reason why I'm saying this is hopefully a good thing that you've got this error is because the integration was successful, basically. The only reason why we're getting an error is because we're using code from the old version. But luckily for us, we can easily change that. Now, if you're using a project where you had loads of custom scripts where you wrote the line set parameter value in, you know, to make your FMOD project and your Unity project work and, you know, use parameters, you'll likely have this error multiple times, and that's okay if you do. You'll just have to do a little bit more editing. But if you only have it once, like me, double click on the error, and it should open up where the error, or the script that's, you know, has the error in it, in either Visual Studio or MonoDevelop. Okay, so it's taken me to this script, one-shot list, and as you can see, it's highlighted our little problematic line of code. Like I said, set parameter value is now out of date, so we need to change this. Let's click on it, and we'll change the word value to by name, as that's now the new way that FMOD 2.0 calls its parameters, basically. So once you've done that, hit Control S, and like I said, if you had that error multiple times, just double click on each one, and it will take you to the script which where set parameter value is, and again you just change it. Nice and easy. Once you've finished fixing the error with the script using parameters, you should get another little error pop up, and again this is a good error because it's something we can easily fix. So it should look something like this: Runtime Manager does not contain a definition for low-level system, and this is coming from the FMOD Google VR audio script that comes with the FMOD integration package, in case you want to, you know, set up a game using Google VR. Well, just like last time, we're going to double click on the error, and it's going to take us to the location of the out-of-date script and API. all we need to do is basically change this bit here. So where it says low level system, we want to change that to core system, just like that. They're pretty much the same thing. There might be one or two slight differences between them, but the main difference is they work the same way, basically. They fulfill the same function. Their names are just different since FMOD 2.0. So once you've done that and changed its name, hit Control S and save your script like last time. Go back into Unity, and that should fix that error. And by the way, you might notice that suddenly the project's different and Unity is now a more up-to-date version. That's simply because I forgot to mention this bit when making the video. So let's quickly look at the next step and jump back to our original project. Once you've done that and you've given Unity some time to refresh itself, that error should be gone. So it's time to move on to the next step, which actually involves us moving away from Unity a little bit. It's now time to look at FMOD. So this project here, this is open in version 1.10.17. We need to open it in the version we want to use. So I'm going to quickly close it. I'm going to go FMOD and open up 2.0.05. Again, you should have installed that, had it, got it set up from our page on the FMOD website. Once it's open, we're then going to want to open up the project we were using. So mine was called Delete Me, and even though I know that is it, mine was saved in FMOD Studio, and it's called Delete Me. So just make sure you navigate yourself to the correct project and click Open. Now you should get this message. This is basically saying this project was created in an older version. It's going to have to do a little bit of work to open it into the new version. And obviously there is a chance that things might screw up because it's a different version. Again, make sure you've got a backup of this project so things don't go wrong. But I'm going to hit continue and it should open it up no problem, which it has. Here's my little event here. In fact, you may have noticed that the little symbols changed, so that's a good sign. We're in a new version. Right, so once we're in, we're now going to want to save this project. So now it's a 2.0 version. And we're going to want to hit F7 or click File and click Build. So we're going to rebuild our banks, which are the files that Unity reads that contain encoded audio, basically. It's where it gets all its, reads all these audio events from. Nearly done now. Let's go back into Unity. We're going to go to FMOD, Edit Settings. We don't want that. We want to select Project, and we want to quickly double check we've got the right project selected, which for me is Delete Me again. So I'm going to click that. And that's pretty much it. We should be good to go. We've still got some errors, but if we clear them, they shouldn't pop up again. Now, I'm just going to quickly double check that the event I created is still there. I believe it is. Cool, so let's play our project. Let's not hit maximize. Let's play the project. And remember, we should hopefully hear the music and get no errors. So fingers crossed, let's see if this worked. There we go. Perfect, we're all good. And for one final check, which you can do straight after you've installed the integration package, you can go to FMOD, FMOD, click About Integration, and it will tell you the version. So remember earlier it said 1.10, now it's 2.0.05. Awesome. And with that, we are all done and good to go. So I hope that helped. Let me know if you have any trouble with it. I can't promise anything, but I might be able to help. So let me know. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, if you're following along with the Adding Game Sound series, I've now updated my version of that project to 2.0.05 so that we can look at some cool interactive music. If you're following along, feel free to do the same, but as always, make sure you've got a backup of the project. And other than this, let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see from me and from this channel, and any and all things audio, basically. So, as always, I've been Henry Scott. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.